Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Blaqness. For those of you who will be unable to meet and greet us at the honoring of Hayir Azad Ali and his book, From Freddie to Freedom, here's a sneak preview of an interview from Bobby Rush, who wanted to be there to perform but honored me by giving me an interview about his feelings about black history, Mr. Ali's book, and how he views TrubuPRESS's role in the context of history. And you get to hear it first.
Hello.
Hey, Bobby, this is Neo with TrubuPRESS. I was just touching base back with you, see when you had time to knock this quick interview out.
You want to try to do it today? Because after today, I'm going to be tied up for 10 days.
Yeah. That's why I called you.
You want to do it in a few minutes?
Yep. This is actually the line I use, so...
Okay, you can hold on then. You can hold on. We can do it now.
Okay. All right.
We're ready to roll.
All right, Bobby. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the switch, and then I'm going to go into the what I have set up for my radio show. And
what we gearing our conversation around?
All of the questions are leading you exactly to where you need to go with regard to. Okay. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, if you got a chance to read the feature article, Life Lessons from a Blues Legend, archived on Blaqness.com, then my next guest hardly needs an introduction. His music anthology spans over 57 years and rivals the most successful pop artists in album releases and stage performances. It's my honor to welcome to this special edition of the Blaqness Show, the blues man himself, Mr. Bobby Rush. Welcome to the show, Bobby.
You kind of bleeped out.
Okay.
The last word you got bleeped out.
Okay. Let me, do you need to answer that?
No.
Okay.
Hello. I'm doing an interview. Who's speaking? I'm doing an interview. I can't talk right now. I give it about 5-10 minutes. That's your boy, Morgan Freeman.
Oh, okay. All right, let me do this again. Let's start from the beginning. I'm going to reset the recording in 3, 2, 1. We go!
It's a new day in talk radio, because another voice has been added to the American spectrum. Back to the mother, back to the mother, back to the astro traveler, back to when we lost our way, when we were younger than yesterday. Back to the mother, back to the mother, back to the astro traveler, back to when we lost our way, when we were younger than yesterday, when we were younger than yesterday. What? And it's gonna get harder. We're going up to get further, get further. And it's gonna get harder. We're going up to get further, get further. And it's gonna get harder. We're going up to get further, get further. And it's gonna get harder. It's gonna get harder to get further. Are we strong enough? I wanna know, are you strong enough to make it all? Are we strong enough? Are you strong enough to get over the hump? Are we strong enough? I wanna ask you a question. Are you strong enough? Can you make it there? Can you make it there? Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you got a chance to read the feature article, Life Lessons from a Blues Legend, archived on Blaqness.com, then my next guest hardly needs an introduction. His music anthology spans over 57 years and rivals the most successful pop artists in album releases and stage performances. It is my honor to welcome to this special edition of the Blaqness Show, the blues man himself, Mr. Bobby Rush. Welcome to the show, Bobby.
Well, thank you, Neil. I'm glad you invited me. I'm so glad that you stand for what you stand for. for the truth of the music and the love of the music and the love of Bobby Rush especially. So thank you for inviting me and having me on.
You're welcome. First off, I know you and I were in touch when Bobby Blue Bland was hospitalized, and you made me aware of his passing, of your good friend and fellow musician. I just want to express our heartfelt condolences to his family and to you who knew him so well. His legacy and the legacy of those such as yourself and even our guest of honor tonight is such an important part of us knowing who we are and where we've been and where we're going.
Well, thank you. This was one of the hardest things for me, mainly because we were such a good friend, and the next thing because of my age and time. What I mean about that is the only thing about getting old. It's a grateful thing to live and get old and do some things that you want to do in life. But the hurt part about it, when you live and get old, you lose all your friends around you that you came up with, And Bobby Bland was one of the guys that I came up with through the years as a friend, as a musician, as an entertainer, and as someone who's was there when Chip was down for me. And I showed him the same love that he showed me when Chip was down for him. So it's very heartbreaking when you see someone in a situation that you're so helpless, you would like to do something, ain't nothing you can or know how to do. And that's a hard feeling. And that was one of them situations with Bland, and many others, but particularly Bland.
Well, our condolences to you as his friend and to his family. Now, Bobby, moving to our guest of honor tonight, after a promising amateur boxing career of 99 wins, 7 losses, and 1 draw, 1959 Golden Gloves champ Freddie Davis chose to hang up his gloves instead of following his cousin Cassius Clay into professional boxing. Now, we all know who Muhammad Ali is. Not many people except the ones Hair Ali drove to the store for food or to jobs when they needed a ride even remember who Freddie Davis the boxer was. Now, Freddie wouldn't sign the crooked contracts and the shady deals, and it kind of reminds me of your story. And I'm not talking bad about your contemporaries like Muddy Waters or B.B. King, but Bobby, you also stayed true to yourself all throughout your career, and you and I know that there's always a price to be paid for that. Mr. Freddie Davis, known for over 50 years now as Hair Ali, as well as an entire audience is sitting here listening to you and I talk. What would you say to Mr. Ali and our audience about those kinds of tough decisions in life?
Well, Muhammad Ali made some decisions, personal decisions, and some of them you may understand, some you may not understand. But Freddie didn't have a chance to execute the thing within his heart. One thing I love about the man, he was a man who stood fat-footed and didn't cross. He wanted to cross over, but he didn't want to cross out. What I mean about that, he didn't want to sign the deal on contract would demolish him in the end. Because, see, money don't make a man rich. What make a man rich is freedom, because money is a convenience for life, but freedom is life itself. You can teach a man how to play a guitar, or you can teach a man how to play an instrument or whatever instrument you're playing. But you can't teach a man to be a superstar. You're either born to do that or you're not. And that's as simple as that. Because Freddie may have been the guy who running to do this and do that for different people. But as a biblical study, I know that the man who's serving is in the head, not the one who's being served. So that was Freddie. Freddie was the man who was serving, not the man who was being served. So he was in the head. He just didn't weigh out his time or didn't get the opportunity to display his talent.
And finally, Bobby, and I want to thank you for that on behalf of Freddie Davis. And finally, Bobby, you have been a true friend to Trubu News and TrubuPRESS and an encouragement to me personally. I've been grateful for the times that you've checked in just to see how we're doing, and I know you're a busy man. Why do you think what we do is important and worth the attention?
Well, I think what you do is important in a lot of areas. But let me talk about you as a person. Your mindset to do right and do things for and with others mean more to me than what you do. Let me tell you that you have the nerve of a brass monkey, and because you already know when you do certain things that you do and information to give about people, especially black people, and understand and what have you, some people are not going to see that in a friendly way and not going to give you credit for what you do. But you do it, and you do it well. And I'm hoping that someday and somewhere you'll be like Muhammad Ali, Freddie, and have your name cut in the sand or in the stone, that you were the kind of guy who wanted to do well by others and want to make it known that we are somebody and we're just as good as anybody else. And you are one of the best writers, best publishers that I ever saw in my life. Not because you black, but because of you black, I want people to know black people can do some things too. And you wanted the people prove to me and the world that you're just as great a writer or publisher that anybody, and you can put things together because you put them together way where they're readable. Now, because everything that's true, not readable, but you put truth in a way that's readable and people like to read about it and know about it, because lack of knowledge will be perish from, and you bring knowledge.
Bobby, I am humbled by your words. I know your good friend Morgan Freeman is waiting for you. Extend our thanks to him for being patient, and I want to thank you for taking the time to be with us this evening and for your own legacy to our community.
Well, you know, speaking about Morgan Freeman again, I did my video about 3 years ago at a restaurant in Clarksville, Mississippi, called Ground Zero, and we hadn't planned to do anything but record it at a really place where a black man who had some input, part owner of the place, Ground Zero. But not only that he was part of it, he came and inserted himself on part of the video with me. I'll never take that lightly. It won't go in one ear, come out the other one. I'll always hold it in my heart and thank him from the bottom of my heart for giving me a chance just to embrace him, and he embraced me. I thank him from the bottom of my heart for that. That's what I try to do with you and your paper, and as a owner, as a writer, and as a people who's in the know, who want to pass knowledge down to somebody else and keep us educated up on the things that we should know about our peoples and other peoples.
And Bobby, that's what it's all about for all of us. It's about paying it forward, whether it's me, you, Morgan, or Freddie Davis. We all try to do it in our own way. You know, it's a part of the path that I guess we all should have a mind to do, don't you think?
Well, yes, because you know what remind me when you say that, I was in a Black History program just last year. I was in St. Louis doing a program. And a young black lady who's about 18 years old, she said, I don't want to hear about no blues because it reminds me of slavery. I understood where she was coming from because it reminded her of slavery, but she didn't want to be reminded of something that happened. But let me tell you, as bad as we don't want to be reminded of something that happened, see, slavery is history. It happened, and we have to eat it. I didn't say I love it, but it's part of history. It's something that happened. It's about the kicking cotton, chopping cotton, and misuse and being used and the whole bit. There's nothing wrong with the cotton field if you own the field that the cotton come out of, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do now. Because, see, many years ago, many interviews I did it with the Caucasian books and what have you. How many times I had the opportunity for a black man to interview me, and he owns and operates the paper. Most of the time, the black guys is doing it. They're not the editor of the paper. They don't have the last say so what they write about. Even what they write about is taken out of context. It's stripped down in a shorthand version to make the paper or other people look good about what's being said. But your situation, you say it like it is, and you don't clean it or don't dress it up. You tell it like it is, because what you see is what you get.
And amen to that. Bobby, I want to thank you for your time. That ends our interview part of this. But on a personal note, I just want to tell you that I am there. There were 2 times that you returned my call over the past few weeks after I left you a message that, I just want you to know that the timing of you just saying, I ain't want enough money, just seeing how you was doing. It was just so encouragement because in both of those times I was as frustrated as all get out.
Well, let me put a little more paint on that brush, what you're saying, because I know as a writer and as a man who's trying to bring some news to people, something to read about, and knowledge and the truth. As a writer, it's hard. But not only is it hard as a writer, it's really double hard when you're a black writer. And those are the facts. We talk about being the president, sure, is a big job. But when you're the black president, it's a hard of a job. And I'm not a president. I can't write that in stone. But I feel for Obama because he has to do some things that average guy wouldn't have to do if he was any other color than being a black man. I just believe that because we get cut down by everything we do, not only just by Caucasians, we get cut down by our own people a lot of time, and most of the time because we don't understand what the statement's about. We don't understand where you're driving to when you say the things you say. And, I was talking to a lady, I may have told you about this about a couple of years ago, when the oil spill was in Mississippi, and someone was going to interview me about my situation, my blues singing, and what have you, talking about my career. But before she got into career, she said, Bobby Rush, before we start talking about your career, how you doing? I said, fine. He said, how the president doing? I said, well, I guess he's doing okay. He's okay about me. He said, did you vote for him? Which had nothing to do with my career as a singer. And I told her, yes, I did vote for him. She said, well, did you vote for him because he's black? I said, yes. That was one of the reasons. But I really voted for him because he was a qualified black person. And that's what I told him. Then she went and said, well, what do you think about the oil spill? You think we should blame it about the oil spill? I said, not really. I said, but what happened with the oil spill, we should have had a rehearsal before, about the pipes and the whole bit before the oil spill. She said, how are you going to have a rehearsal before something happened, just like we do in the school? I said, when we were children, we had fire drills just in case it was a fire. She said, well, I understand that. I said, well, I'm not intelligent, you are. I'm a country boy. I didn't go to school to the extent that you did, but my daddy was a farmer. He raised hog, cow, chicken, and everything. Particularly the sow, which is the girl pig, has the little pigs, and that's talking about the mama, and they nurse them. I said, yeah. She said, yeah. I said, yes, ma'am, that's what they do. She said, I recognize that. She said, what's your point? I said, the point is that you ever notice the boy hog have tits too? She said, yes. I said, just in case. So this is what you have to do. And I take my hat off to you. You write well. You make good statements. But you have to clean it up to a point where you know if black people are not reading it, who gonna read it about us? Who gonna read the story about me? Guess who? So you have to put it in a way just in case.
Yeah.
And that's hard. And I take my hat off. You really know how to do that. I saw your writing. I saw your stories. I saw the way you tell them. God, I know. If you told a story about a farmer chopping cotton, you would tell a little different from you told a Mississippi boy when you told a guy who's live in Spain.
Yeah.
Which made you talk about fishing to a guy in Mississippi about catfishing, but you probably couldn't talk about that in Tokyo. They probably wouldn't know what you're talking about.
Right.
They probably know about muttlin or something like that, you know.
Right.
But they're all fishes, you know.
Absolutely.
You know. So those are kind of things. That's why I take my hat off. I tried to call you a few times, not as much as I desire to, just to say you on the right track, because it gets so discouraging sometimes. Sometimes I wonder, am I doing the right thing in my music? Because I hear the Elton John do the same thing I do, and he get praised for it. I do what I do, and they cut me down. This is what I do.
Right.
You know? But I play the blues and get classed as just a blues singer. And the white guy come on sing the blues, he can climb as a superstar as a blues singer. You follow me?
Yeah.
He done the same thing I'm doing, you know? Yeah. I heard a gentleman was singing a song, Albert King had a song called Born on a Bad Side. I've been down since I began to crawl. And the guy was singing, I've been down for a long time. I've been down for a long time ever since I began to crawl, which is the same thing. Crawl and crawl is the same thing.
Right.
Black man said crawl, and a white guy said crawl.
Mm-hmm.
But nevertheless, you're on your knees.
Right.
Know?
Right.
Yeah, it's the same thing. The same thing, you know. But I was just talking about how they accept him at doing it his way. But when I do it the way I do it, they will accept it because of who I am.
Right.
They accept it from him doing what I do, but they accept me being me, doing who me. But honestly, man, I don't know who can beat me being black. I don't know who can beat me being black. Yeah. I've been black for a while, you know.
Yeah. Well, Bobby, I hope that sometime along the way when I'm not under deadlines and you're not on the road, we can have that lunch we talked about.
Well, we can, and I just want to encourage you again, keep on doing what you're doing, because with me, I use the word me as a black man. I use it but it's not about a black and white issue. It's about we all need to come to grip with who we are and love who we are and recognize who we are and just be in love with yourself first. And we all can do things together, you know. That don't mean because I'm a black man, I'm less than something else. That don't mean because you're white or Hispanic or what have you, that you less than something else. We all can do things together because we all in this world, and we all need each other, whether we recognize it or not.
Amen to that. I know you're probably getting ready to hit the road again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to hit the road again. I'll be out until the next Thursday, which is a week from tomorrow.
Okay.
Next Friday, the week from tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'll be back in, so you be blessed, and tell all the people that are around working for you. I swear they're working for a good man and a good cause, whether they can see the end of the rainbow or not. But that is the end. So just hold it in the road until the end comes.
Thanks for being a friend, Bobby.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Take care.
Thank you, brother.
Mr. Bobby Rush, can you come up here a minute, sir? All you got to do is take your time. Let's hear it for him, huh? Mr. Bobby Rush. I ain't stunting you. And one monkey don't stop the whole show.
My friend, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bobby Bland. Bland.
Take your time, sir. talking about, y'all? Lonesome feeling, son. When you're sleeping by yourself. I don't have that to worry about. I got my own.
My woman made me hold a flashlight. While she was loving someone else.
Take your time, son.
What a lonesome feeling.
What a lonesome feeling.
When your woman leave you all alone.
Your woman leave you all alone.
What a lonesome feeling. When you leave you all alone.
Yes, he is. JT.
Now listen.
You don't want none of this?
The reason I'm going back, because somebody told me that you was at my home.